Okay, hi everyone, it's Kathy again and Brenda.
Hi everyone.
So once again we're here doing happy readings, tarot readings with Brenda, who's the great guru. So Brenda, this is the 1st of November and
Yep.
I've been seeing
2021.
Yes, that's right. And what I've been seeing a lot in the news lately in Australia certainly is the marches and that about, for want of a better word, segregation, discrimination between the vaxxed and the not vaxxed. And so I'm sort of wanting to ask a question around that. I've also seen there's a High Court case going through in Melbourne, and it's got some information. Well, I guess people can go look it up. But to me, it's basically the case is about, I don't know, ultimately stopping abuse of powers of, law to make people be segregated. So I'm sort of thinking of, wouldn't mind a question, to have a look at a question.
So I think so what's happening with that court case is that it's really about, so there has been challenges in the past by other people.
Yeah.
They haven't actually challenged the High Court directly, which apparently if you go to the High Court, then you're going to a court that will affect the whole of Australia and not just that specific area of control that you're trying to change.
Mm-hmm.
And so by challenging the legislation, they can then hopefully bring about a change. But
and hopefully
the last time
discrimination stuff
it will stop everything. It will stop everything. It's trying to stop everything. It's trying to stop the controls that the bureaucrats, the premiers are trying to put in on controlling everybody. So it's
well, it seems
big.
like there's other countries around the world that have been doing this and being successful too. So I'd love to ask a question, maybe about the High Court case, something along the lines of, when's it going to happen?
Well, the last I heard, they were still waiting for the case to be, the dates to be issued on when the court case will happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do that. We probably want to know whether or not it's going to be successful.
Yep. And maybe something about if this is going to, at some point in mainstream media, is going to pick this up and start talking about it. Something like that.
Although so far they've never picked anything up because they're that dead.
So for the viewers at home, is Brenda, what cards are you going to pull? 3 questions.
I'm going to pull 3. So it's how long before the court case happens?
Yep.
The second card would it be successful?
Yep.
And then would this impact mainstream media?
Mm-hmm. Cool. So for the viewers at home, remember, you can see what you see as well. But in the meantime,
so this is the first card. This is this is the second card, and the third card. So that worked out 16 perfectly. So what I see from this is, unfortunately, tends to be with the wands, is they actually don't normally tell you how long or when this is going to happen. Normally with like cups, that'll be days, and rods weeks, and pentacles and what have you. They're different, but with the wands, they which come through on this. Oh no, this is the wands. This is rods. So sorry, my this is 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks.
So I'll get myself confused.
Which ones? Yeah,
it says wands.
Just that wands. Rods and wands are different, and because I've been using the other old cards, they use instead of wands, they use rods. So now I've got to twist my thinking to make sure I learn the new words, because they're old words and new words in different ways. No difference to the right. The very card on the right says discs, but discs are pentacles. So it's about thinking differently when you look at them. But so within 3 weeks, I think it's very positive, this case, as it's going forward. Okay. And then when I look at whether or not it's going to be successful, I just I see full control. I feel that it's going to be a tough case, and I think they are going to win, but it's a bit shattering and a very, very intense process that they have to go through to actually end up with that power and that control to stand forward. So you've got the bull. It's not a bull. It's a bull.
It is a bull. Yeah, no, it's a bull.
It is a bull. Good. I was thinking, I'm looking at it going, no, it's not.
Well, I'm assuming it's a bull. It could be a tail. You can't actually see the,
looks like the running of the bulls that they do in Spain. So it's a bull, and it's already ready to prowl. It's strong, but the fact that the guy's got this holding what I would say a triumph, a victory sort of staff, and has the world in his hands, I do believe that this is a good thing. In terms of whether or not the third card, whether or not that's going to impact the mainstream media, I think the mainstream media are just going to play it up like it's just some fancy stuff and it means nothing, because everything looks pretty, but it's and I'm not reading the words on the cards, but everything looks pretty, but I still feel that they are standing together to just say what they need to say. They're just going to fancy up, basically. That's what I see. And twist it. Well, they twist things around. So yeah. Well, what do you see, Kathy?
Well, I unlike you, I haven't done tarot, so I didn't know. But I saw the 3 rods or sticks, and I didn't know whether that. But I got 3 months. But also the I guess the flames and that around it is. I actually felt it was going to, whatever 3 it is, and I actually got 3 months, but there's going to be a lot of faffing around behind the scenes, or you'll think that something's going to happen and then it doesn't, and then it does. So I actually think they'll get dicked around a bit. I don't know, can I say that? I actually think it'll be a bit of argy-bargy behind the scenes before it actually gets going. So I feel like 3 months is probably when it actually gets going. But I got the 3, obviously. Now,
it could quite well. This is a high court case, so they can start in 3 weeks. And yes, you're right. It could go back and forwards because the judge gets into it 1 hour after he's into the case. Oh, we've got to have a lunch break. Come back at 2. Oh no, I'm not running. And come back at tomorrow,
and then they pass it to somebody else to review something, and it just feels like, I just saw that and I went, yes, it'll be 3 months, but there'll be a lot of faffing around to actually get it happening by then. The middle card, I actually, because the question there was, will it be successful? And like you, I saw the world and I thought, yes, it'll be good for the world, but the way I saw the bull and everything just meant that there's going to be a lot of there's probably some rude words that I can come up with, but shafting people or things, or so there'll be a lot of really argy-bargy, trying to really use the wordplay and everything like that. It will be successful ultimately. But, I just see that there's a lot of shit that goes on before, during the case, which they'll probably hide as well. So they'll hide anything good. So coming on to the third card of the media is just showing, there's nothing to see here, folks. Just look at this shiny, look at the shiny ball, look at the shiny ball, look at the shiny ball. Don't pay attention to this here. That's all crap stuff. That's not that's not mainstream media. That's not, just because somebody's there and recorded it, the actual court case, word for word, that's all lies. So I think mainstream media is still, like you said, is just going to be putting out that this is the shiny thing. Look at this. Here's a nice kitten. Look at it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's. I would have loved to see all. It's going to happen next week, and then it's going to be successful, and the mainstream media will actually report what's going on. That's not what I'm saying, but it's. So I wonder other. Sorry.
I wonder what other people see in it when they get to look.
Yeah, something different. So that's the question, ladies and gents. High court case in Melbourne. So good. Okay, so Brenda, Here's something way out for you. Is so I've heard from a lot of I guess different predictors and all that sort of stuff. It's a few of them now who've said this, and it's a really curious saying. And the saying is, watch the water. So moving forwards, watch the water. Now, when I was in South Africa with Michael Tellinger, he spoke about that he believed that space is really water. And while I was in South Africa, I connected with, they called themselves the builder, the collective consciousness, the builders. And when I asked them, well, is space really water? They went, well, yes, but not this as you would understand water, but yes, it is water, and there is a lot of water everywhere. So I'm wanting to know what they mean by the water, because of course you've got this, let's go space water. You've got drinking water. Are they talking about drinking water? You know, how would they be putting fluorides and shit like that in it? Or are they talking about something like, you know, tidal waves coming, or there's going to be a lot of rain? I mean, because there's a lot of ark things in the Bible, and, you know, there's some of the stuff that you and I have looked into shows that there's
tidal waves.
Yeah, there was some sort of a lot of water at some point that caused mud floods and shit like that. So
yes,
I'm wondering if you can do sort of a card reading on what they mean about the water.
Okay. All right. So perhaps we should. I think because we're trying to really understand what do they mean by watch the water.
Yeah.
Or what watch the water. So I think let's just get 3 cards and an overview of what they mean by watch the water in this COVID situation, in this situation that we're in now. All the lockdowns around the world, all the controls, all the bad stuff, segregation, bullying tactics, people losing their jobs.
Is it weather manipulation? Do we need to? Yeah. Do we need to pay bills? We're going to go back to being fish or what?
What? Okay, so
you got that one again.
Oh my God. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay, so what am I getting from this? And it sort of always makes it a bit odd when certain cards just come up again. So when I'm looking overall at the cards, what they mean by watch the water, I'm getting like, okay, when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking the first one's got the colors of earth, second one's color of fire, and the third one is color of water and air, a sort of type thing, because you've got the different colors. I'm thinking that it's everything. It is the water to do with. I wouldn't say it's the water to do what we're trying to describe as the space outer space. I would actually say that it is more of water on the land,
like rain.
Water rain. I mean, weather from weather, and water from sea. So what's on the land, what comes out from the from storms.
Yeah,
I would say that the second card is very much of a storm-based card.
Yeah,
and the third one I see as water, but and it could even be the ice caps and the poles there, because we know that now that there's more ice caps, we've got more ice cap than we've ever had in the world. So how comes that has built up? Where did all that water and that coldness come to build up all that water? And if we were to have, say, for instance, a sudden flash of heat wave at the North Pole and the South Pole, then you're going to have that, which would also melt it and move it quickly. So yeah, I think it's overall, it does tend to be more of the, from what I can see, that's my opinion, is that it is more of an earthly thing. It's to do with the rain, to do with the storms that we're having with the rain, and with the seas and the water. And I wouldn't even say streams. I'm more or less the big seas, you know. I would say more it's the seas. We've seen a lot of tornadoes and things that's come through.
Well, I guess in some ways the bull could be going through mud or something like that. Look, when I
Similar to the Terria mud flats.
oh, maybe people can do a bit of research themselves and see that, and all the photos of all the mud in the cities. Yes, look, when I saw that, the overall view I got of that, so I looked at them all. I mean, as they came out, I thought they were interesting. But what I saw as a progression, and this is what I saw as a progression, so almost like dirty water, polluted water, and you're plowing through it. And there's like microbes or bacteria in it that start, there's when they had the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, they got some bug or something that ate up all of the pollution.
Yes.
So I immediately got like eating all of the toxicity in the water. And then the last card is this crystal clear water with the ascension points. Now, what does it say?
Futility.
Futility. I certainly didn't get that from the card. What I got is that because also too the pattern in the middle card is being repeated in the third card. So it was actually about that crystallization. And of course, when if you have a look at how our DNA and everything like that is supposed to work, and the clarity and the frequencies of sound and everything like that, is the clearer the frequency, the more held together you are as a being, I guess. Because if you go on to YouTube and look at those sound and look at the sound waves and stuff like that. Anyway, so I got that it's about the clearing the water. So maybe as we see water getting clearer, or maybe it's going to
how about this? Because there was something that you said that triggered this. What if watch the water is watch the people, because we are 97% water?
Ooh, that's a point right too. Yeah.
So the first card, then it's the people. The second card is what you described as the toxicity in our blood. And the third card would be and then the third card would be the clearing of it.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a different perspective. Don't you love it? I love these cards.
It is. They're wonderful. I don't know if I'll stop asking that question by what do they mean about the water, but it feels like there's a progression, that it is watching the water is, so for me, it's going to be just watching the cleansing happening and seeing if it's cleansing. I mean, certainly if we're going to talk about rain, I've been talking to the clouds lately, and they really feel like they've moved from being spelled to being cleansing. So I keep, for all you viewers out there, just keep sending love to the cloud, because we know that if you say nice things to water and feed it to a plant, the plant will grow big and healthy and happy. And if you say horrible things to water and feed it to a plant, the plant starts dying. There's lots of evidence on that in YouTube. You can just, anyway. So I've been talking to
and sing in the rain.
And sing in the rain. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's Australia. It's summer. Like, let's get out there and, like, we're not the Wicked Witch of the West. We're not going to melt. Get out there in the rain and enjoy it and just spread the love around.
That's it.
Right. Now, Brenda, do we have time? Because last time we spoke we were just having a look at some things that, might help if you get the, the thing at home.
The jab.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Magnets, Chinese foot patches, standing by a microwave, itchy mold.
Well, let's do the magnets, because that one always interests me, and the Chinese foot patches. We didn't do that stuff.
No, we haven't done those on Chinese foot patches.
Okay, so let's do the magnets first, because I did see that someone did have a clip where they put magnets on somebody after they, and I would expect you have to hold the magnets there for a while, and eventually the magnets, because they were so strong, came out of the body, the magnified thing that they were putting in the injection.
Well, that might be two questions on magnets then, because if you have a strong enough magnet near a hard drive, it just wipes the the hard drive clean. So there's the magnetizer pulling the thing out, and there's the magnet to just going zap and killing those things. So they're just now dead little robots in the water.
That's right. And perhaps we can, and the third card for, in terms of numbers and hours, I want a card that gives me, I will want a card that gives me how long, like 1 hour, 2 hours before you put this magnet on you, before it goes circulating around your body. How quickly do you need to get that onto you?
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so because there's no point going, oh, I had my injection 4 weeks ago, I'm going to put my magnet on now. You know, by that time it's too late. I know it's around your body. Okay,
it's like by that stage, go and sit in the MRI machine.
Yeah. Should you immediately? Because I know a lot of these things they say, you know, immediately after you've had your thing, quickly put this on or put that on. So let's see how.
Yeah. So what's the first card?
So we've got 3 cards here.
Yeah.
So we've got. Okay, so the first one was about is it good for, will it pull out the injection? So the second card, will it pull out the magnets? Number 2, will it wipe?
Let's call it wipe like a hard drive. Will it
wipe like a hard drive? Yeah. Okay. So.
And the second card?
And the third one. Okay.
Okay.
So number 1, well, so the first card was, will it pull out the anything to do with the injection? What I'm thinking is, if you had a big enough magnet and it's strong enough, it will pull things out. It's like trapping it. It's holding it in place.
Yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily sure whether it's going to pull it out completely, but it will hold it in place and it will trap it like a net. Yep. Okay. Will it wipe the information, which is the second card? I think it will. I think in some instances it may. It looks like it will alter it. It will just sort of. I think it will just confuse it somehow.
Yeah, it might be to do with the size of the magnet as well.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm thinking you've got to be, I think it's it doesn't seem like to me it's going to wipe it completely. I think it will just, I think it may be, again, it won't wipe it, it's just going to hold it there. It's a hold, it looks like more of a holding pattern. In terms of how many minutes, I'm going to say, because I asked for a number, there's actually a 4 on there and a 6. So I say between 4 and 6 minutes you have to put that magnet on there, okay, on your body to try and hold it into place. So I was thinking in terms of, so that's the timing of putting it on after you've had the injection. I'm just going to pull out another one for how long, to double up with that one. How long do you have to have it on your arm for? And this one's just come out with, and I'm just going to put this one here, okay, because it's got 7. Okay. Now, I was saying in terms of our minutes, so I would say that's 7 discs. That's normally, I always get this confused. That's normally, that's saying 7 months in a normal reading, but I would say that's more of 7 hours. I don't think you can hold it there for so long. You can take it there.
I guess it depends what you want to do is, and you know, like we didn't ask specifically about the brand of the thing in the arm. So
I was covering all brands. I did shuffle it with all brands.
I was thinking, yeah. So it might just be depending on.
Well, you can't. So the magnets that you use, you can't just use an ordinary magnet. You have to use one of the high power, strong ones. Yeah. Which literally you get, and you can hardly pull them apart if you've got 2 of them. So it has to be a very strong, powerful magnet to provide, I think, a force on anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I know the electromagnet ones that you can do a jolt with them, and that's just like zap it on, and then it just does this electromagnetic pulse, and any electronic near it, like computer, just goes and dies. So I actually would have gone 7 minutes with that, given that the other one was in minutes, the 4 to 6 minutes.
So 4 to 6, so you only need to hold it on there for a short length of time to pull it out.
So or to do something, or to keep it there, I guess, to keep it there. And look, I agree with you on the first card, which is the magnets will keep it in one spot. So if you go to the last card and go, you have to get something on there 4 to 6 minutes before it starts moving too far away, and you hold it there. So the holding it there might be in time with the second card, which is, will it zap it, or will it fry it?
Yeah, so perhaps you have to hold it there. So this is where we're getting it wrong, isn't it? We're reading it wrong. 4 to 6 minutes, put it on, and then another 7 minutes to hold it there to destroy it.
To destroy it, because that second card, like magnets, if anyone wants to go YouTube, but you can see, magnetic lines of things, and that's what that second card look like, those magnetic lines. And of course, it has diminishing power the further away from the magnet you are. But that's what I saw in that second card. So
how do you read the middle card?
The what?
Of the middle card, because we were asking whether or not it wipes it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, is because magnets have, if you put iron filings onto a magnet, you see those lines around it.
I got you. It makes those patterns, yes.
Yeah. So that's what I saw. And obviously outside of the magnets, so if you're just getting a normal sort of strong magnet as opposed to an electromagnet that just basically zaps, which I wouldn't recommend for anyone with heart problems or a pacemaker or anything like that, by the way. In fact, I wouldn't recommend a thing in the arm if you have one of those. If you don't have one of those and you can get near a magnet, then yes, I believe, from the cards, it's saying the magnet will hold it in place. So you should do that 4 to 6 minutes after you get the thing. It'll hold it in place, and maybe you've got to hold it there for at least 7 minutes before the magnetic force can actually just slowly fry those.
Pull it down.
Those things,
I would just tape on a couple of these strong magnets onto your arm and leave it there for a day.
Well, if it's magnetic, as I've seen some of them on YouTube, it's probably just going to stick to your arm anyway. So, but I really think the variety of what it is.
The problem is that there is a difference. The magnets that they've been using just to stick on your arm are the ordinary ones. The reason why I'm saying that you want them to more or less pull it out and completely destroy it, and I think you need to have the stronger magnets. The very strong ones. I think you can probably get them at Bunnings or somewhere. But, however, can I just recommend that you don't get the injection in the first place, full stop? And please do not try this. Please do not try this at home.
Please do not try
or
at
all.
Or at all. Let's go back to the first question I asked you, which is
don't try the vaccine at all. That will solve it.
Well, no, the first question about the High Court case to stop the discrimination of these things. So anyway, hey, listen, this is great. And look, people at home, look at the cards, see the questions that we've asked, and what do you think? Put your comments below, like, subscribe as usual. And yes, anything we've talked about, go Google for yourself or research for yourself. Cool. Okay, Brenda, we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye now.